on TikTok at Jaw the Harp and on the YouTube channel The Harpery. Been playing around with this one a little bit. This is a River by Zalagi. And they're really flexible. They're not super loud, but they're really easy to play. Most suggested for beginners, but I've been enjoying it quite a bit. Cohen Bagwell says where to buy. Place I most often suggest is theharpery.com. There's a link in my bio. It's Theharpery, theharpery.com. And these will be going up here in a couple weeks. These are the new Zalagi Rivers. And these aren't expensive instruments, but they're perfect for beginners because they're really flexible. Lord Blackfair shared the live. Oh, thank you, Lord Blackfair. Cool, thanks. And for those of you who are just rolling in, what these are is a broad term for these styles of musical instruments would be jaw harp, juice harp, mouth harp. However, in regions and cultures and countries across the world, they're known by different names. This one is from Hungary, so it is referred to as a drum. Check out another Hungarian drum. It's a New Siberia. I've actually got two of them in my collection, 2 and D2. I liked it so much. These are the New Siberia from Zalagi. Really mutable. I've been playing it a lot because one, I can play it a little bit more aggressively because it does have just a bent reed on it, or a bent trigger. And two, I can beat it up a little bit more because it's serially produced. So if I break it, I can just get another one from Zalagi. It's not like some of the really rare Homos or Vargan I play. So I tried one. User 955 and a bunch of numbers says I tried one once, hurt my teeth, probably doing it wrong. No, probably what was happening is this one right here. This is a Snoopy harp. A lot of people get tricked into buying it. They'll go on eBay. They'll go on Amazon. It's the first one that comes up is this mass-produced instrument. Not only does it not make much sound, it hurts the teeth. That hurts my teeth. I'm an experienced harp player. I'll play for 2 or 3 hours a night on the weekends. I can't play for 5 minutes on one of these. This is horrible. You can hear it rattling against my teeth. It's wobbling really irregularly, like a diving board. So a lot of that vibration's transferred in my head. You probably had one of these, and they don't make much noise. And I won't demonstrate that much anymore because I really don't like that instrument. But here's a real jaw harp. This is a Hungarian Drum. She gave it up. Yes, that's the one he had. It says Alvin. Yeah, so many people give up buying harps, and so many people hurt themselves because of these harps, because of the Snoopy. So if you get tricked into buying one of these, and it's within your 30-day period, request a refund in full from the seller. If they want it, they can pay to have it shipped back. But yeah, that's the only defense we have against these, because these are not real jaw harps, and they are discouraging people from playing the harp, and it's actually breaking people's teeth. So whatever we can do to get rid of these. Down with the Snoopy, or just make the Snoopy better. Make them so they're more flexible with a better tongue, but that would take some fine adjustments. So I doubt Trophy's not going to do that. Lord Blackfair says you have to rest it in front of your teeth and slightly open mouth. Yes, that is correct. Just the tips of the teeth, part it just a little bit, and they rest right up against there, just like Lord Blackfair says, right up against the tips there. And there's a little space. And also, people will sometimes bleed because they'll cram it into the corner. So if you have this thing that's vibrating hundreds of times a second, vibrating against your lip, it can eventually abrade your lip enough that it bleed, or on some of the like Glazerins will pinch you. So always keep and slide it in. It needs that space right there. Mad Fox Metal says, what's up? How are you doing today? I am doing well. I got a lot. It was a productive weekend, and we had some big storms here in the Midwest, in Kansas. but we really didn't get any of the big storms. We got some of the rain, a little bit of the wind, but none of the tornadoes. So that was fortunate. Psychopath liked the live. Well, thank you, Psychopath. Psychopath. That sounds almost like the word psychopath, but it's psychopath. It's a very, very cool pun. Josh F says, "What is a good starter jaw harp? Isn't Glazin good? Yeah, Glazin, they're all right. Especially if you want that really saturated, really robotic sound. Let's see if I have a Glazin later. I really don't play Glazin much. I've got a few of them in my collection. Here's one of the more affordable Glazin. I think this is the Glazin Yakut. This is a laminated. This isn't the screwed reed style. This is some of their cheaper ones. They're a laminated style where you have a plate of spring steel that is laminated over a piece of larger stainless steel, and they take a laser and they just buzz it right out. It feels the most like a Dan Moy of any of the harps I've got. But you're not going to get super melodic within a regular framed harp. You're going to get more of a crackly, buzzy, robotic sound. Yeah, all the Glazin are pretty sensitive for their price, and the price on them has went up because they're getting harder to get because of the whole war going on over there. It's actually easier to get instruments out of Ukraine than it is out of Russia for sure. And there's a lot of good makers in both Russia and Ukraine. It's a really sad situation. Josh F says, I think I landed on the Glazin Lighthouse. I really like the sound of that one. Yeah, amongst their affordable bassy harps, it's probably my favorite bass of theirs. When you think about the Glazin Star, which is a lot more expensive than the Lighthouse, if I have to pick between two of those, if I can only keep one of them, I'm going to go for the Lighthouse because the Lighthouse is more flexible. It's more of a buttery bass, but not quite buttery. It's still pretty snappy. Oh, Privyet, harps are cool. I'm doing it. Oh, Privyet, welcome. There's that really irregular sound that the Glazin are their signature style is known for. That's because the frame here, it's flat on the front and it's milled out on the back. So when you have an irregular framed harp, you get more of a wajy, because you're making kind of like an asymmetric sound wave. Or no, I don't think that's correct. I think it's because the frame is asymmetric that it gives it that property. Let's see. Let's find a harp with it's bassy with a really symmetrical frame. Okay, here's one about in that same range that I made. Symmetrical frame. And it is more like a church bell, like dong, instead of like whoosh, like a distorted guitar. It's just more like a church bell. King says it's that easy to do. Certain harps are going to be a little bit harder than others. Don't start off with a Susap or a Corinding. Well, you could probably do a Corinding, but that's a separate discipline. Get yourself something affordable, something easy to play. One of the easiest to play harps out there, most flexible that I know of, are Zalagi River. And they sound pretty good. They're just not super loud. Let's go back to my harp. Let's see where it takes us. I'll do that same thing. I'll do the same thing on the Glazin. versus. Yeah, which one did you find on Amazon? You got to be careful on Amazon because the Amazon, they repackage and rebrand Snoopy's. The Snoopy's now being sold as the Snoopy, the Trophy Jaw Harp, the Civil War Jaw Harp, Bluegrass Jaw Harp, Hillbilly Jaw Harp. They just keep repackaging it because people are finding out like, oh, these harps are awful, so they keep putting them in, selling them under different names. Let's play another harp. Let's get into some bass. Oh. Mohan. We're going to talk about Mohan. Mohan just went back into stock at theharpery.com. Because for the price, Mohan Morchang, especially their deep bass and their mid-range and their dream state, are just killer for the price. Looks like, King says, looks like that one, but gold. I think what you're referring to is a Pavel Pokin, and I don't have one here. But yeah, littler gold or brass harp. Yeah, here we go. Like, you're talking like, this is probably the one, you might have gotten the large, but I bet it's the Pavel Pokin standard. Probably like that, I'm guessing. King? Oh, we're getting comments. Maxwell Motion says, my kiddo loves you playing the jaw harp. Better when I... Oh, cool. Well, hello, Maxwell Miller. Elizabeth Hewer says, sorry, I don't know you, but what are you talking about? There are different types. Yeah, there are all sorts of different types of range. Lots that are tuned to notes, lots that are untuned. Yeah, what it does is it protects Elizabeth Hewer. It makes a fundamental frequency, and then you get a whole bunch of different overtones over the top of that. And those overtones are what we can manipulate. Let's get high. Let's get really high on the harp. We'll get a really high pitched harp. What's my highest pitched harp? Yeah, we'll go a pretty high pitched Morchung. This is a Rajasthani Morchung, although this one was made by Dima Babayev out of Russia. Here's my closest really high pitched harp. Let's see where he takes us. Oh wait, no, that's not the one. So I have two made by Dima Babayev. Hold on. I need something really high pitched. We promised them high. Let's get them high. There we go. Here's a Mohan Rajasthani Morchung. He's a maker from Rajasthan. One of about 4 brothers and several great grandsons, I think, that are making out there. It's a high pitch. This is probably in the 3rd octave, the fundamental is. Can you show us all of them? Oh, we don't have enough time for that. There's so many different harps from around the world, so many different styles, and I've got multiple notes of many of them. So there's an untuned Rajasthani Morchung. Oh, I love a good Indian Morchung. That is Mohan Rajasthani. We'll just play some harps from Rajasthan, then we're going to bounce around the world, I think is what we're going to do. Hello from Brazil. Oh, hello. I don't know the greeting in Portuguese. Okay, we're going to go to that brother's maker. That was Mohan Lal from out of Rajasthan. This is one made by Gorkaram, the brother of Mohan Lal out of Rajasthan. Both are incredible makers, and both are a very different feeling and sounding harps. Like the Mohan was very, very piercingly loud and crystal clear. This Gorka Morchung has a draw start to it, so it's got this very. I'd almost describe it as maybe like a woody droning back note, and I don't know if that's the correct way, but just let's give it a listen. It's another Rajasthani Morchung. Aiden Rogers says, "Love your music, man. Keep it up." Oh, thank you. That's very encouraging. But yeah, John McNair followed the live. Oh, thank you. Winter shared the live. Nice. We're in spring now, but Winter's still sharing us. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's play another brother. Do I have a Rekaram handy? Yeah, this is another one of the brothers from Rajasthan. This is Rekaram. Another brother. We played the Mohan Lal, then we played the Gorkaram. This is a Rekaram. I believe it's his rhombus squish. Or no, this is a regular rhombus. John McNair says, "What type of instrument is that?" This is the broad term for it. It would be jaw harp, juice harp, or mouth harp. However, the regional term for this and the actual style of jaw harp, it would be a Rajasthani morchung. In that part of India, it's called the morchung. Over in Tamil Nadu, it's called the morzing. And then there's another separate version of it made out of bamboo from Assam called the Gona. I'll play all those. India is a diverse place with different jaw harps, kind of like Russia. Russia, there's so many different makers and so many different styles of harp. Okay, we'll play the Rekaram. Do you know if Dmitry Glazin harps are good? Yeah, they are good. They're serially produced. They're pretty easy to find. They're very loud. They're very easy to work on. I have videos, tutorials on how to work on them in case you drop one or in case you deform it or break one on my YouTube. So yeah, they're a good instrument that's easy to fix. They have a very asymmetrical sound, a very saturated sound. Yeah, and it's a good set. It's not good melodically, but I would say some of them play very clean, but they're all heavily saturated. So yeah, if you're into the Glazin sound, yeah, get the set, dude. It's easy. And if you get them and they're a little bit too picky on their playing, because sometimes they'll be a little bit tighter at the gaps. I have another video tutorial that shows how to take a pair of ring splitter pliers and stick them in the tips of the back of the frame, because all the Glazin have the little shelf there, and you spread it slightly, because most of your side deflection happens in this part of the harp right here. But anyways, I digress. Let's get back into playing the harp. We're going to play a Rekaram. But yeah, get the $333 set. It's a good set. Awesome. Thank you for all the info, man. You're a big help. Well, thank you for watching. I appreciate that. Click clock, follow the live creator. Geschafer shared the live. Click clock. Thank you. Yeah, all these people sharing. Like, hardly anybody shares, but when people share, I'm like, whoa, thank you. I'll always say your name if you share it, unless you have like a name that's obscene. Or a name that will get me in trouble for saying it. I've had people do that before. Be like, hey, can you say my name in your live stream? And I read their name like, no, I can't say that aloud. What is that? Says Frank. Frank Willoughby. I love the last name. What is that? This is Jaw Harp. Would be the broad term for it. This is a Rajasthani Morchang. What you drinking on? Says I love money. This is just on Sunday I have a few beers. This is Founders Centennial IPA. They're available in 15 packs. They're not an expensive IPA. They are a good one because even when they get a little bit older, if they've been sitting on the shelf for 3 or 4 months, you don't have to stress on them being fresh because there's enough malt backbone that as the beer ages, it really balances out. What you lose in like that punchy, aromatic, fresh hop IPA, you gain in a maltier, easier drinking beer. It's like strong hops. Yeah, that's a little bit hoppy, but like when it gets about 5 months on it, that's about perfect. Or fresh if you're really like hoppy beers. Is that Frank Willoughby says, is that the same thing as the beginning of the song Wildflowers? I don't know. And the Record has its own sound too. It's kind of like a non-saturated, oftentimes melodic, but not super loud instrument. There, it's like I'm saying, oh, we wah 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 wah. I'm just breathing. I'm breathing. I'm opening and closing my glottis. I'm also using my sinus cavities in my throat. But I'm not really vocalizing. The harp's doing the vocalizing for me. What my mouth is doing is just like amplifying the overtones that are already coming off it. Let's go. Oh, I don't know if I have a Keita Ram handy. I don't. Keita Ram are pretty stiff harps. Yeah, I don't have one handy. Let's go on over to Assam in India. This is the Gogona. The Gogona out of Assam. And I like them. They come in a little like bamboo thing with their own little cork. I like that. It's a good design. And then they're high pitched. There's not much to stand on, so you kind of got to keep them rolling. But this is a lip played harp. And it's just going to be played. You can put it up against your lips like this. But what I like to more do is like almost like you're knocking an arrow. You know how you anchor it kind of against your head there as a good place to rest. Same thing with this. Because I can hold it just by my lips. But that's not really resting my arm. Here I can rest it and I can also keep it from moving. Because sometimes with these instruments, I'll even float them a little bit in front of my mouth. And I'm not classically trained in playing this. I know this is not the exact style that the Bihu people play during their courting ceremonies on these instruments. But I'm just going to freestyle on it, see where it takes me. Suggest that's similar. Yeah, this is you can actually buy this directly off the internet. If you go to theharpery.com, there's a link in my bio. It's theharpery.com. You can find these under it's under the Dan Moy page, but they're Assamese or Assamese Gogona. The Gogona from Assam. John McNair says they look pretty hard to play. Well, yes and no. If you buy one of these toy harps from the internet, you won't be able to learn how to play it and you will stop playing it. But like an instrument like this, you just need to learn several fundamental things. All the amplification, all the changes I'm doing on the instrument, those are already things I'm doing when I'm talking. Like I'm already changing sound and changing pitches of sound coming out of my mouth and intervals in which I breathe and which I hold my breath and which I vocalize. Same thing with this. So what it is it's vibrating. I just pluck it, it vibrates. And this is just if I hold my mouth like a O, just look at the sound of this. Now, however I shape my mouth flavors the sound or the overtones that come back out of it. So if I make the mouth shapes for A, O, E, I, O, but not vocalized, check out what happens. Now I can just do like some really simple mouth shapes. Like what if I was to, if I can sing it, then I can probably do those mouth shapes and it sound good on the jar. A O E I O E A O. Oh wee wah wah way ho way ho. As my tongue goes up, the pitch of the instrument goes up. Watch, holding my tongue in the middle like I'm saying oh. Or if I go like low bowl, your tongue goes to the bottom because your tongue goes to the bottom, makes this big cavity. Low bowl, low bowl. Knee tree. When you say the word knee or tree, your tongue goes to the top. It makes a small cavity for higher pitch sound. Knee tree. And to practice the jaw harp, a lot of the times when I'm coming up with new rhythms or new things to do, I'm just walking around my house, seeing out weird oddball things, or beatboxing, or breathing, or what happens if I start doing that on the harp? Let's pick a more mid-rangey harp. Let's go on over to, we're going to go over to Ukraine. So Ukrainian Drimba. This one's by Chinko. And what if I was to be like, oh, I was just like, wee. Like, check this out. It's simple things. It's just simple mouth shapes and breathing, but you can start varying your breath, like bouncing in and out. Like if I was just to hold my breath without even breathing, and like if I was just saying well, but I'm gonna hold my breath. Versus throwing some breathing there. Without the vocalization, we take that out of there. And even me bringing my lips off, that adds something to it. Let's just run through that. Oliver Pittman says, ever chip your tooth? Yes, I have chipped my tooth. Never on a jaw harp. I chipped my tooth twice as a kid on a trampoline. So yes, I chipped my front teeth, my grown-up teeth, this one twice on a trampoline. Both times, same trampoline, same friend's house. I didn't learn from all of my mistakes as a kid. Mouth harp, like a poor man's vocoder. Ha, but so cool. Well, I don't know if it's poor man's. This is like probably $140 harp, but you can get awesome effects on a $10 or $20 harp. Let's play another harp. Okay, what should we play here? Oh, I could straight up get stuck on the off Chinko for a minute. Let's go on over to Norway. Do I have a Norwegian Monapa? I don't have one handy. So we are gonna go. We're gonna go bassier still. We're gonna go on over to New York. This one is made by a friend of mine, Sean Jones. This is his deep bass. Healy says, play a cheap harp. Okay, I'll play the cheap harp right before the Sean Jones. This is Pavel Pokin, non-expensive harp, very widely found on the internet. They range anywhere from mediocre to actually some of them are pretty good. I played some before that had really clean bell rings, really strong sound. And I've played some before that were really fuzzy, but in general, they give you decent, at best or at worst, decent sensitivity. And at best, some of them are just killer harps. This one's kind of a mix of that. That's cheap harp. I've seen these as cheap as like $15 on the internet. Oftentimes they're in the $23 to $30 range, including shipping. I think the Harpery.com sells them for 25, so they're right in the middle of there. Let's see. Oh, here's another really affordable one. This is the Rekaram hybrid. I like this one so much. Some of the hybrid Rekaram puts a big enough coil on it. You can get a necklace case through there. Although careful wearing, sturdy necklaces when you're climbing or driving or whatever. But yeah, some of the Rekaram hybrid were really melodic. Here's one that was. I loved it so much I put it on a necklace. But yeah, that's what is that? A $22 harp including shipping. So yeah, that's an affordable instrument. We'll have some tea too. Eric Pena at 90 says they all sound the same. Yeah, like in the same way that all drums are drums, all jaw harps are jaw harps, regardless of being really bassy, really mid-range, really high pitch. But yeah, they are all jaw harps. Wounded Shaman says send a high bear. Oh, cool! Thank you for the high bear. Yeah, I know people send gifts, and I'm appreciative of them. I don't know what exactly they do, but yeah. The Wounded Shaman. I like the name. But yeah, if somebody sends a GIF, I will definitely say your name. I'd love to connect microphone and oscilloscope and look at waveforms. That would be cool. All the jaw harps are pretty easy to play in like the classical style of against the teeth. Some of the Morsing, some of the Morchang, Moranzano are really stiff instruments in the higher pitches. So those may present steeper learning curves. Some of the harps with the steepest learning curves. And let's go over the Ainu people. of Japan. This is the McCurry. McCurry is a string plucked instrument, so it's going to require a different discipline. It's not just putting an instrument in front of your face and then plucking it. So you got to get your grip right. And a lot of people, I believe, pluck these like this. Oh, thank you, Jaw Harp Lady Silka. Be sure to follow at Jaw Harp Lady Silka. She produces weekly content. But yeah, I like this plucking style because I like that flat plucking. Because if you pluck up or down, it's going to pull it off, and you want to pluck in a straight line. And what I like better, if I want a string plucked harp, I'm going to go for Steve Kinwald. Steve Kinwald is really good at his string pluckers. This is, I believe, a gong. Gangong was the last of the instruments where I couldn't play it, and then I could. Once I figured out that it needs to be plucked straight on a flat plane and not my hand bouncing this way and that way, because I used to try like this. Didn't have much luck, so I turned it over like I was on a bow or something, and that allowed me to hit it on in the flat plane. And I'm just holding it in front of my lips. That's why I like the rested position here, so that I can hold it without my lips, because if my lips go all the way around it deadens it. So I want to kind of float with my lips just barely touching. Jaw Harp Lady Silka says hello. Guten Tag. The site. What time is it there in Deutschland, aus Deutschland? What time is it in Germany? Okay, we had the gong here. Let's play. This is another Steve Kinwald carved harp. However, this is the Susap from Papua New Guinea. It's another one. This one has a learning curve to it. Once you figure out and get the feel of it down, it's going to take you a little bit longer to adjust to it than most harps. And it's something that you have to abandon your ego to play a Susap, because you could be like, I played the harp for 6 years, 20 hours a week or whatever. Insert the number of times you played a harp before, and it doesn't help you with this instrument. This is a different style. You just have to abandon kind of what you know, especially on plucking the harp. But what it is you hold it here, the tip of this, and this is from Papua New Guinea. This one was made by Steve Kinwald. I like Steve Kinwald's recreations of the Susap and some of his other recreations, his hand-carved harp. And I believe he carved this with stone, and then he did all the burnings with a smoldering stick, which is the way that they were made in Papua New Guinea. But what it is you hold this, and it got to be able to rock. If you hold this and it can't move, it's not gonna make the sound. You hold it so it can rock, and you put it in that rested position so it can rock back and forth. And then this other hand, it comes around to the thumb. And I like to loop it around my other fingers because I tend to get sweaty and then I slide down. So I want to keep it there, and there's a sweet spot. And I know about where the sweet spot's at. It's about right here, but on different ones it may be down here or down here. So you're rocking it and tapping it because it has this reed or this tongue cut out of the center. That's one of the harps that had more of a steep learning curve to it than regular harps. However, like some of your bamboo and red palm instruments that are played in front of the lips that are plucked, like the kubing, another one made by Steve Kinwald. It's pretty rare to get the long curved handle. Most of them are going to be straight. He was telling me that the bamboo's got to be cured a lot longer, and it's got to be a certain bamboo because it's harder and you can form it like this. But yeah, I really like this because it gives me a really good mount here. I could even float this away from my mouth and come to it just because I have this nice rested position here. How was the last one played? Oh, the Susap from Papua New Guinea, and this is quite possibly a Stone Age musical instrument. We don't know. We don't know how long they've been doing this in Papua New Guinea. I believe Papua New Guinea was in the Stone Age until the 1900s, and they had these instruments. So it's all oral tradition, and these will not preserve in a rainforest environment, so we don't know how far back the Susap goes in human history. The people of Papua New Guinea are estimated to have arrived in Papua New Guinea 50 to 60,000 years ago. It's not sure whether they brought the mouth harp technology from Asia or if it just is an eventuality that people just discovered everywhere. But yeah, the Susap are very cool, and they're a very, very old form of the harp. Here's the Kabing from Indonesia. Stuart McKellar says, I'm in Maryland near Baltimore. Where are you? I'm in the Midwest. Guess what state? And correct me if I'm wrong. I think the Kubing is from, I don't want to say Indonesia. It might be from Indonesia, but I think Bali. Okay, we're gonna go on over to Indonesia. These are the Kerinding. These are made by Adon is one of the artists making them. Where's my really good one? I have one like really favorite Kubing or Kerinding. Oh, there it is right there. This one's so fire. This is the Kerinding from Abba Adon. He hand carves them out of bamboo. It's either bamboo or red palm, but I believe it might be bamboo. Anyways, it's very intricately carved. Look at all the different angles he carves this, and on his tongues he carves this big counterweight, so he can tune them too. Nebraska. Oh, close. Not in Nebraska, dude. Where's the harp originate? We don't know exactly. It's some of its oldest forms are found in Asia. I think the oldest archaeological finds of the jaw harp were from the Altai region of Russia, China-ish area. They had several sites where they found horse rib bones that were splintered to make jaw harps, and they were still playable. However, they're found all over Asia, Eurasia, Europe. Jaw harp spread pretty well. And this one is actually tapped. We're going to tap the end of it to get it vibrating. And this one, I've got ones that play okay, and then this one just plays really, really nice. It actually, the throw on it is so far back, if I'm not careful, it'll end up hitting me in the tongue. How many harps do I have in my collection? I don't know. It varies. It goes up and down every month. 203. That's just a guess. And it goes up, goes down. I get rid of harps. I get new harps. And big thank you to Winter. I keep seeing that you're sharing the live. Thank you. How would you compare Glazin? Oh, StoneCloud70 says, how would you compare Glazin ones like the Shaman or Crocodile? Founder's my favorite. I don't know which one the Shaman is from Glazin. There have been some Glazin that come out because I kind of lost touch with Glazin because we're not be able to get them very well. But I have not played the Shaman by Glazin. The Crocodile is very ornamental. I could buy a Mohan Harp and have a much better harp. But the Crocodile, it's cool looking. It's like a collectible looking harp. Oh, he's gonna play the Sean Jones. Let's play the Jones. Oh my gosh, you've been live for 43 minutes. How does that happen? I was wondering. I'm like, my beer's out. I never run out of beer during the during the live upload. But we've been live for 43 minutes, so we'll play one more harp. And anyways, I love y'all. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more harpery. Make sure to keep your harps clean, keep them dry, keep them oiled, and most of all, be good to each other. I love y'all, and I'll see you next Sunday for Sunday Night Jaw Harp Live. Ellen Alan J's Motorworks says, what jaw harps do you suggest for beginners? Go to theharpery.com. It's TheHarpery.com. Go to theharpery.com, click on the beginner page, and there's a whole bunch of different jaw harps that are demonstrated and talked about. Because all a beginner jaw harp is an affordable harp that's easy to play, that is relatively safe to use. Anyways, love y'all. See y'all next Sunday for Sunday Night Jaw Harp Live. Adios. See you next weekend.